So today we are actually going to place our tree stands. And this is a cool aspect of the whole plan because it allows for me to explain to my boys what all this other work that we've done as part of our no off-season land management strategy, how it all builds to this moment. So we really have to lean back on our land management strategy like we've talked about, and we need to think about things that we've established. Knowing that this tree stand is gonna be used, the specific one that we're setting today, is gonna be used in the early season, is that we're really gonna kind of try to pull it back off of that cultivated forage a little bit. We're gonna look for those soft edges that are transitioning from a little bit of that timber nutrition or the timber stand nutrition, and try to find a good spot, pinch point, travel corridor in there that we're gonna go in and set this stand. Let's see, stands and blinds. We gotta have something to hunt out, right?
Yep.
Yep, so if we're gonna hunt out of something, we're gonna use stands, we're gonna use blinds. I know blinds are Stone's favorite, and probably Z's too. Yeah, blinds. So we need to maintain, we need to trim some shooting lanes, get mowed around them. Yeah?
What's your favorite blind?
The redneck blind, that big one we got, you know?
Yeah.
We've got this little travel corridor pinch point that's right along the soft edge, right next to our trees that we planted in the past, that are going to provide a good stopping point, and we're probably going to use red oak trees. We've talked about how red oaks are one of the species that we're trying to promote. Now, what I would tell you is that because you have all that great cover and all those branches coming out of a pin oak or a red oak tree, you're also going to have to do some trimming to get that stand on, because unfortunately, those branches don't stop growing magically for about a 6-foot spot, 20 foot up the tree. We talked so much about making sure that when the time happens that we have the best opportunity to make a clean, effective harvest. So if you have obstructions in your shooting lanes, you're not doing your job there. All right, guys, I'm excited to be out here today because we're starting to put stuff together up in the tree and off the ground for hunting purposes, right? So we've been doing a lot of management. We've been working hard at getting seed in the ground, clearing some trees off of the ground, but now we're gonna get up in the air. And we're gonna put a tree stand right there in that pin oak right behind us, okay? So what I'm hoping to do with the boys is to explain to them, the two different elements of what we're gonna do to trim or remove vegetation, both from a standpoint of establishing that tree stand and then also from a standpoint of creating better shooting lanes. I'm gonna be in a safety harness with a lineman's belt wrapped around the tree. I'm gonna be able to get within close reach of all those limbs to go through the limbing process. So you're gonna see me use that Speed Cut Nano system. A big part of the reason also that I'll use that is that it's just a 14-inch blade and chain. I'm not running a great big 20-inch bar, I'm just taking little limbs off. And we wanna be precise, and that system allows for us to do it. And then when it comes to trimming those shooting lanes, Oregon makes a great pole saw that allows for you to extend up to 10 feet. So combine that with my 5-foot reach or my 6-foot height, and we've got about a 15-foot effective range. So the other aspect that we should definitely call out, anytime we're using power equipment, you need to be safe. I grew up in an era where it just wasn't a hot topic, but now we have all kinds of PPE that we can lean on. And in this case, where we'll be in the tree, need to have chaps on. Just in case I would catch a limb in a way that I wouldn't want to, and that saw happens to bounce on me, I want to make sure my legs are protected. I'm sitting in a lineman's belt with my legs at the tree. Helmet, of course. I'm hard-headed, but I'm not that hard-headed, so I got to make sure I've got a helmet on to protect myself. This is where that good old rule applies. What can go wrong will go wrong in that situation. So make sure that you have eyes, ears, chaps, helmet up in the tree. And the other aspect with the pole saw, a lot of people, because that cutting is happening extended and away from you, seem to think, well, I don't need any protection. It's happening 10 feet away from me. Well, most of the time you won't be doing it 10 feet away from you. You'll be doing it 5 feet away from you. And you're gonna be doing it right over the top of your head. So again, helmet and eyewear, make sure you've got it. Earwear, just take the precaution, do it. Don't worry about it. Take the time, make sure you use PPE, and especially if you're doing what I'm doing and you've got 3 little boys that you're thinking about their future, you care about their eyesight, you care about their ears, care about their heads and what sits in between their ears, that you're encouraging them to do the right thing. Be a good example, because it's pretty easy not to.